Welcome back to Midpoint. Veteran litigator and attorney John Pankowski joins us here in the studio. We just talked about a little bit about Maryland, so before we put that to bed, let's one more capper on it. If indeed you get down to the estate portion of this, how do you then protect yourself in the estate?
Yeah, so when you're planning your estate plan, the good thing is that it's a simple estate plan is not expensive. You can have the use of trusts and limited liability companies. You don't have to be a celebrity or you don't have to be rich to use that anymore. They're widely accepted, they're easily understood, and they're quick to produce. You really want to think about leaving your digital rights, your copyrights, your image, and your persona in some type of trust for your future generations. Who knows? You may end up being the next Marilyn.
Even if you're not famous at this point, right? You still say just it doesn't take anything else just to put it down in writing, take care of it.
Right. It's simple and it's inexpensive. I mean, estate planning attorneys now are asking you, who do you want to leave your frequent flyer miles to? And now they're going to be asking you, what about your Facebook posts if Facebook doesn't own them, or your blog post, your commentary, or your iPhone pictures?
Frightening. All right, let's get down to the Supreme Court here. One thing that you and I both agreed in the break that is very interesting to watch is this decision about whether or not Facebook threats are real. Because if you see it on social media now, and it's not just kids, we're not talking 12-year-olds, we're talking adults here who do have some very serious physical violence threatened sometimes. And it's just in writing. So that's going to be interesting to see where they go.
That's so true. I mean, social media now is before our United States Supreme Court, and it's going to be. And the law on that is developing as we speak. What's great about this Supreme Court session is it's almost like a season, right? It's almost as if we're going to be following the Supreme Court like we follow Major League Baseball in October. And the reason for that is this year, whether you're left or right, center, middle, religious, not religious, there's something for everybody. It's a political powder keg in a legal wrapper. So while the Supreme Court session does have some ghosts from their recent past, very important issues like the Voting Rights Act will probably be revisited, Obamacare will probably be revisited. Should a for-profit corporation have to pay for contraception on their health plan? Interesting issues, important issues. And while presidential powers and the separation of powers and midterm appointments will be there, and probably labor union rights, the Supreme Court is also going to visit the future. And the Supreme Court is going to visit technology with a couple of cases that are out there. And the one that you hint at, to me, is one of the most interesting, because what happens here is we've got collision between federal criminal law and freedom of expression. Now, I can write things. I can say that, Ed, you're the best, you're a bad guy. I can post things online. I can post things on Facebook and social media. I can text things. But where does that cross the line? Where does my freedom of press or my freedom of speech end, and where does criminal conduct begin? And there's a case that's going to be before the Supreme Court that's going to try to answer that. So my question is, if I get mad, if I get angry, let's say my wife leaves me and I'm in a really bad mood, but let's say I'm an artist and I make my living that way, or maybe I don't make my living that way, but I'm a really good amateur at it, and I post things online, maybe images, maybe rap lyrics, maybe lyrics. Where is the line crossed that they go from being too heart-torn, too specific, maybe too angry, to criminal?
Doesn't it come down to an implied threat at that point?
I think so. I think they're going to look at the intent of the person, right? Criminal law mostly is about intent. Did you intend to do that? Did you intend to harm someone? Did you intend to take some course of conduct that you had a likelihood to believe would injure somebody? Right now, there's somebody who's convicted to over 40 months in prison for the violation of a federal statute for threatening somebody because of things he put on the internet, that he posted on social media. So now you can say, well, were the rap lyrics angry? Did they go beyond mere freedom of expression and talking about being angry, and did they cross the line? That's an issue that the Supreme Court's going to have to deal with.
And we're going to have to talk about it when it comes down. John, thank you very much for coming
pleasure,
in and giving us a little bit of the realism here.
Certainly.
Don't post anything on Facebook that you don't want anybody else to see. Keep telling people they do it anyway. Next hour here on Midpoint, inside the Beltway for the latest on driving the midterms home. After the break, Showtime Sunday, where the politics hits the tube and everybody starts talking, whether you want them to or not. It's coming up right here next on Midpoint, where we question everything.